Alrighty. Looks like we got the stream up and going. Starting out the stream here, just doing a random, seen a random party at the bulletin board where 3 of the guys had 0 KC, so figured I'd come along and try to help them out. This is a hard mode, so hopefully these guys know at least a little bit about hard mode. If not, well, hopefully we can still make it through. Sorry if I'm a little sniffly today. It was pretty cold out today. It's like -7 where I live here in the Midwest. Not sure why this guy keeps saying sniff, but hopefully we've got enough to make it through. Yeah, we should. Okay. So far, so good. This is the only other guy that has KC. He's got quite a bit of KC. He's like 100 and something. So hopefully I can trust that he knows some of the mechanics. Okay, it's looking kind of green, so we're going to go ahead and throw some range hits. Try to help out with the ranger. I think we'll put some sea shanty going. Wait, is this sea shanty? The heck is going on? We want sea shanty. Okay. This is where we wipe, he says. I have faith. I got faith we're gonna make it through this. I think we'll still make it through. You just gotta keep your HP up. This guy's standing on me for whatever reason. Not sure why. I think he was trying to kill me, but no guarantees. Oh boy, this just looks like a Closty. Likely they're just gonna run him. If it's anything like any of the other raiders that I've done so far. I don't know what was going to take place there, if they're going to be running them or what, but Okay, that works for me. Don't know what that guy was doing. You guys wanting to learn? Come to my stream on YouTube. Find it. Hey there. So as far as you wanting to learn, perfect. So this poor guy, I'm pretty sure he's just trying to run him fast, and I don't know. He's not really gonna teach you much, but if you guys want to learn a little bit, I can definitely call out what's going on in the rooms. In this case, I don't know if you guys have done the hard mode or understand what the hard mode is like in this, but if you haven't done hard mode KC for this room, basically it's the exact same first part. We just have less room to maneuver around. And then when the screech happens, we basically have to all be in sync, attacking one tick apart. If one person attacks on the same tick as another person in the same quadrant, you'll kill each other. So just an FYI as far as that goes. Basically, covering up these things reduces the amount of HP that the boss ends up having and the amount of defense levels it gains. In leagues, it's not such a big deal because we do enough damage and whatnot, but main game, you definitely want to be standing on those. No, I already burned my last stand. I was not planning on burning that. Okay, so when it screeches, we need to be in separate quadrants. And this quadrant is wrecked. Yeah, this is not good. There's only 2 quadrants open, so I'll let you guys off ticket if you're doing it right. The major's killing himself right now. Hopefully he has last stand. Nothing I can do right now. I actually don't know why he's not dying, to be honest, because he should be. Unless he's, maybe he might be tick eating every time. No, because he's not, I don't see him eating at all. But basically, yeah, you have to be one tick off on every quadrant. Oh, he's starting it up already. Well, would have been nice to be able to explain to you guys what's going on, but I kind of figured that was going to be the case, to be honest. Basically, you grab the staff, use your specs just like in the main game, drop it, make sure you're above 80 HP basically. Make sure you're praying mage this whole time. Try to stay on the carpet, guys, because the falling, unless you don't have Banker's Note. If you don't have Banker's Note, then you're going to have to go behind pillars. But if you have Banker's Note, just chill on the carpet and just, you know, eat food when you need to. Unfortunately, it's this part can be kind of just chow fest sometimes. I turn the music off. During P2, every attack, he's going to leave a green orb, a green poison splat on the ground. Just make sure that you don't stand back on that same poison splat or you will take damage. So every attack, you're going to want to, every time he attacks, you're going to want to move at least one square. Put on range spray. The timing for when you go in and attack is when the splat goes, but the problem is the timing is off because we have too many people too far from the boss. So the time, so like right now, the timing is basically you click back on the splat. So when the green splat comes, drops down, wow, I just about got killed there. Prime Mage. Always be moving as you're killing the red things so that you don't accidentally get hit by a range, because he still does throw range shots. If you got tank, what you can do is if you have shift click to walk under, you can shift and click and you'll walk underneath the boss instead of attacking it. And so then when it attacks you, you'll attack it once and then shift click walk under. It'll attack you again, you shift click walk under and just keep repeating that. That way you're not meleeing anybody. When it gets low enough health, it'll refill its health. We want to be on, yep, tornado tile. But you're going the wrong way there, bud. You always go clockwise, so that you don't entrap your teammates. When the yellows come, basically Normally, you'd pick a corner in the last room in Zarpus. You'd pick a corner, and that would be your spot where you'd go to yellows at. But like, I'm near this top left corner, so that's where I'm gonna go to yellows at. You want to give yourself plenty of space so you can get onto each one, tick perfect, so you don't take too much damage. I took one, but I'm fine with that. I'm glad it switched tanks right there because I didn't have any food in my inventory, unfortunately. Let's just make sure that we're playing safe here. Let's get food out, eat up. Again, if you're going to be on webs, make sure you're doing it from the right spot. So when you start webs, just so you guys know in the future, you want to be on this tile starting, and then you always go clockwise. So then when it ends up being like towards the end there, and there's like the webs spawn, it may be that the closest guy might be like right here to Verzik. If you're like over here and you're one tile away, basically one of the two has to make an executive decision and say, I'm going to start webs. And whoever starts it, the other guy, so say if you're the guy that's over here, the other guy's a little bit closer, what you do is just by seeing that he's closer, you'll back off a few tiles, wait till he runs around to this side, and then join him on the same tick as him, and then keep going around. Yeah, good luck on megas or whatever you guys are looking for. Not sure what you're looking for, but good luck. I don't plan on doing any more hard modes. I just seen that you guys were looking for I don't really want to do any more hard modes, to be honest. It's just a lot more brain power that goes into them. If you want to do regulars, I'll be more than happy to take you on regulars, but hard modes I'm just a little bit tired of doing hard modes. I mean, if that's all I can find at this point and people want to do it, I can do it then, but I'm going to try and get just do regulars for now and try to take people that are wanting to learn. Mostly because I also don't know, like I've never done hard mode main game successfully. I've done plenty of regular modes in main game, but I haven't done any hard modes in main game. So that's the only reason why I'm kind of hesitant to do too much hard mode teaching, just because I'm not like I know every mechanic and everything as far as that goes, but I just don't want to say something wrong because I'm not. Maybe I don't know everything about it because I'm not in like the high end PVM spot or whatever you want to call it. You're happy to just go along, okay? Um, yeah, I don't. I just don't want to do hard modes. I'll do normals all day long if you guys want to do normals. Up to you. You tell me you want normals. If not, I'm sure there'll be others that'll hop in. Wow, how many KCs this guy got? Okay, you want to do hards? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yep. Yeah, you can hop out of the party then if you don't want to do normals then, because I'm gonna be doing normals. So Yeah, yeah, and if I had another guy online that I know could run, yeah, I don't have anybody on that I know can run hards. So otherwise, if I had another guy on that I knew could run hards, like well, I would grab him and then I'd take you guys and we could do hards. So I just don't want to go X amount of the way through a raid and then fail on you guys and you guys are pissed off at me. So alrighty, we are running norms. Running norms, all are welcome. It's interesting because like a lot of these people that I'm seeing here that have like decent KC weren't even here when I was initially running and during league. But then again, it was a very small group of us basically that were running at that time, anyways. Okay, Noble 5. Can you do a 4-man? I need a CA. Sure. Which CA? Speed ones, okay. +1 norm. Major for norm. L. I'll grab you next run. Promise. Sorry, L. I would love to take you with, but this guy's trying to get a CA done, so. How to get a girlfriend? Sure can. Stolen. Can you 1-2 north? You can? Okay. Ready to roll? Let's roll. Okay. Kind of a bad start. I hit 2 bloods already. Not so good, but hit it one more time, guys. Thank you. Oh, you mashed up the freezing, bud. That's okay. We're good. So what you want to do is you want to try and land on the 3s and 4s. You want to let them group before you land the freeze on them. Just FYI. Down she is. Oh, I gotta repot. Didn't even need last stand. Noble, are you in the stream? I know you're asking about tips for getting a girlfriend, so I think everybody understands this room fairly well. If you have any questions about it, just ask in chat. Otherwise, I could just briefly go over it. Basically, you kill all these little Nilos. If you hit one off, it's the wrong color when you hit it, you won't be able to damage it. Just FYI. You can freeze these, the doubles, you can always freeze if you're kind of like when you're doing a double scythe hit. Instead, you do a double freeze because you freeze before they enter the arena, obviously. And if you have a I forget the name of it, the one bow where it bounces and it's a double ranger coming in, you can do the same there where you hit one of them and it'll hit both of them. Oh, looks like it's just cleanup now. Oh, maybe not. Must be getting pretty close. Seems like you guys know what you're doing, so doesn't look like I have to do any teaching, which is fine. Well, this is seeming like a long room for some reason. Okay, I'm not risking this. We have too many pillars that are too low. Okay, it's clean up now, so we should be fine actually. You should, if you have the Kopesh, sorry, I had a mind blank there, but if you have the Kopesh, you should be able to do 2 Kopesh specs followed by 2 scythe hits in the beginning there. Okay, on to the next. Yeah, so let's do normally. Dark, hop in my YouTube stream. Hopefully he's able to hop in my YouTube stream so I can explain what's going on. Is Dark in here? Dark, hop in the YouTube stream, please. Oh, I missed it now. That's fine. we'll let him do that. I'm gonna run across. Okay. We will give them plenty of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be plenty enough time. Hopefully they should all get it. Should be fairly simple on that one. Black orbs are range prey, red orbs are mage prey. Pretty easy. But Dark, is that you in here now? Did you just hop in? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't, I don't know. But Dark, if you want me to explain mechanics, come to my YouTube stream. Channel is my name. Okay, it looks like Dark is in here. Basically, in this first phase, this is 2-phase. Zarpus is 2-phase in normal mode. But he will go orb order, which is the order in the top left where you see the red orbs, and he will rotate around. And he'll look in that direction. And when he looks in that direction, he will throw a poison on you or on the tile that you're standing on at the time in which he sees you. So you can manipulate it. That's why people do what they call the step backs, where they step back and then they'll move to a different tile as he's doing it, so that way they preserve these tiles. Because okay, yeah, we don't have hardly, so you see these yellow tiles. I don't know if you have them marked or not, but you should definitely mark them. Because you don't really want to be putting poisons on those tiles. It's fine in leagues, like we'll be able to get away with it, but in main game, you definitely don't want to be doing that, because you will wipe your team. Dark, are you still in here? Or Stolen? Are either you guys in here? Okay, Stolen is mage prey, mage prey, mage prey, mage prey. Dark, please put your mage prey on. Stolen, if you're in here, basically it's pretty simple. I wish we didn't have a guy that's trying to run at speed right now, but we did promise him that we could try to do a CA for him. So that's why he's just trying to get it run. He's just trying to run through it quicker. So I get it. But I also did tell him in the beginning that this was for any and everybody. Basically, during this next phase, you're gonna have these green balls that are gonna be flying out, and you want to attack when she bobs down like that, and then be back one tile. So attack, back one tile. And if you want a good eye of when to do it, it's the hit splat. When the orange hit splat hits the ground, that's when you click back off of her. And you only need to be off her for the one tick that she sees you. Oh, that whole time I was praying mage. Yeah, you should always switch to range prayer right there instead of mage prayer. But I was not thinking when I'm trying to explain. What was he saying about CAs? I want my last stand of proc so I can finish him off. Right there. Perfect. I think it might be easiest just to do advertise learner only raids, to be honest. To try and do raids for somebody to get there. Did you get the CA? Okay, good. Okay. We will advertise learner only. Oh shoot, I just seen that you're asking about the poison guy. Okay. Sorry about that. El Solo, you a learner? Just trying to help people learn. Learner raids. All are welcome. Stolen, if you are you in chat right now? Or in the stream? You can type in live chat if you are. You are, okay. You were wondering about the poison splats in Zarpus, correct? I didn't see the red thing. Okay, so in the top left of your screen, like right now where it says my party, if you're looking at my stream where it says party up here, and it has the 3 names, basically there will be 3 red orbs that'll have a 1 letter in them. So in this case, it'll say SBS, and that's called the orb order. How do you know the way he looks? It's if you're looking at Zarpus himself, and he turns when he whichever way he's facing, that's the way he's looking, and he'll stay looking in that direction for I believe it's 6 or 7 ticks. No, it's got to be more than that. It's got to be 8 ticks, I think, because in the main game I believe you can get 2 whip hits off per rotation. Just looking for some more people. If need be, we can run with just 3. If there's anybody else that's watching that's wanting to do some learner raids, learn some more about TOB, feel free to join. Ah, Jason, very nice. We'll take you. You know what? Let's just run 4 since it's been a little while since anybody else has come. I don't want to waste too much of you guys' time. Oh, I gotta collect some rewards. My bad, my bad. Wait, what was that sound? Did I get the pet? No, I didn't. Dang it. Pet would be nice. That's for sure. Join my stream. It's my name. Oh, the guy that should be joining. Sure. Do north side. 1, 2. Sorry, 1, 2. I wonder if this other guy's coming. Ball College. All right. Welcome back, Jason. So not the group. Yeah. Don't worry about the group. Yeah, south group. I'll do all the south. Don't worry about that. Let's get this other guy in the stream so that way when I explain everything, it makes it easier. Oh, can you please join my YouTube stream? Makes it easier to explain. Search Serenity on YouTube. Let me know. Got it. Okay. All right. So, this is going to be a general overview. I don't think that Bulk had any KC here, but basically in this room, the bloods or the first crabs will always come out at 70%, 50%, and 30%. The 70% and 50% ones, if you want to, you can hit a couple times on them to help me out. That's totally fine. But if you do, make sure it's either with a scythe or an AoE. If you don't have a scythe or AoE, just stay on the boss because it just slows the whole team down. The bloods that spawn, if you have freeze or anything like that or entangle, feel free to. Yep, you can just stay on the boss. That's totally fine, Bulk. That works. And the bloods that spawn, if you have entangle or freezes, go ahead and feel free to throw freeze on them. Otherwise, I'll try to get them myself. And if you guys want, we can do skip 30s, which basically means we will kill the 70s, we'll kill the 50s, and the 30s we will freeze, and then everybody hops on boss on 30s. So that way, basically, we do enough damage that we kill the boss before it has time. The crabs have time to get to it. Let's go ahead and shoot for it. Worst case scenario, we have to just play a little bit longer. And protect from mage at all times. Make sure you keep an eye on your prayer. Oh, I missed fours. My bad. Sorry, team. Freezing is definitely not the easiest thing to do. Okay, we got it on time here this time. Timing should be perfect. Alright, on boss, on boss, on boss. We don't have enough DPS. One guy died. Don't have enough DPS. Killed crabs. Okay. Good job, guys. Hey, no, don't worry about it, man. No worries, man, no worries. That's why it's a learner raid, man. Just here to try and help everybody out so that they understand how to do TOB, especially for the main game. If you ever want to transition to main game, doing TOB, you're gonna need to know a lot of this stuff. In bloat, basically the only thing to remember as far as the normal modes is put on your range prey at all times and piety. And when you do these in the main game, you'll actually not flick your piety, but you'll keep it off when you're running, and then when you go to attack, you'll turn it on because it lasts a lot longer. Obviously, it's usually 2 or 3 or 4 downs before you actually kill it. And normally you'd have a chally, or normally you'd have a chally and a whip. So you'd usually do a whip, a chally. Oh, I'm good actually. I got last stand. We can proc it. There we go. But normally you do like a whip, a chally, and then 2 more whip hits, and then the second down you do the same, but you do 2 challies instead of 1. Or if you have a scythe, obviously you do scythe, chally, scythe. Okay, so what do we got here? Stolen, you want to do mage. Jason, can you do range here? Perfect. Yep, that works. Okay. I'll just cover wherever I need to. Stolen, if you're using ancient spells, just be careful. Make sure you're using solo. Make sure you got it set to a single spell, not multi spells, because if you have it set to multi spells, you may hit multiple Nilokas and actually cause yourself damage. So just something to keep in mind. Except for when you got doubles like that. When you got doubles, you can do a barrage on them and you can hit both of them at once, which helps speed things up sometimes. In main game, a lot of times, you can freeze them all as long as you're using single spells. If you switch to multi spells, you'll hit other Nilokas that are the wrong color, and you'll actually do damage to yourself. And then on top of that, you won't be able to attack that at a later point. If it changes back to a different color and you try to attack it, you won't be able to do damage to it because you attacked it with the wrong style, so to speak. Yeah, so if you're wondering why you're taking damage, it's usually because you're hitting with the wrong style. So like another thing you gotta do as the major is you always gotta keep an eye open, because towards the end here you usually end up having to freeze some if you can't get through, and sometimes that's the case even in the main game where you gotta freeze. And so since all these ones over here are all mage right now, I threw barrage over there because of the fact that I knew that whichever ones they hit was going to be the same style, so it's not going to affect me at all. But it should just be cleanup at this point. Alright, you don't want melee prayer on. And you always attack with the style that it's... Whatever style you're praying against, that's the style you have to attack with as well. Trying to think if there's anything else. So always focus your prayer. So bulk, always focus your prayer before you do anything else. Before you attack, always focus your prayer switch. Because if you can get an extra attack in, but if you die because you didn't have your prayer switched, it doesn't mean anything. It's more important to always protect yourself first before worrying about damage. Yeah, just like Stolen Axe said, like him. It happens. No matter how many times you run these TOBs, you know, mistakes happen and you just learn to get over it. We're gonna do these just how you do them in the normal main game. So nobody panic run across, please. Worst case scenario, everybody planks. I do have last stand, and as long as I don't get ball may kill me if I have, because I don't know how to tick eat very well. I can try the tick eat, but not very well. But likely we'll still make it through. But just let's try to run the mazes normally. In the room here, the red orbs you want to play mage against. The black orbs you want to pray range against. You want to stand on one of these tiles that are marked. Yep, and so what that does is, Jason, you want to be one where the tile that you were standing on. You want to be one more south west of where you were, I believe. Okay. I'll wait here for about 10 seconds. Give it plenty long enough that everybody's here. Okay, and we will run it. Don't want to go too fast. Don't want to go too slow, but a nice brisk pace. Make sure you always click on all the tiles as you're going through the maze. Hopefully that worked well. In the main game, normally when you get the ball, you'll either have elitists on your team that will try to tick eat it by themselves, or else you'll end up with normal people that like to all share the ball's damage. Don't step on that fourth one yet. Okay. We gotta go. Just run, just run, just run, just run. Not much you can do in that situation. So you have to make sure you pause on that third tile. Whoever ran that, they gotta pause on the third tile. I'm gonna split this with you. Eat up. Good job. Sorry, I probably killed you there because I had you help split. But you guys should mark these tiles. Yeah, I don't know who ran it, but whoever ran that last one, they ran past the third row of tiles, and then somebody ran to the fourth tile. I don't know who it was, but regardless, doesn't matter. I just want to make sure that. Okay, Stolen Axe, it was you. Okay. So if you ran it, so when you're like, let's just do a mock-up run here. Yeah, so like for instance, say like it's like this tile right here. then it's like this tile here, then it goes over here, then it goes up. You wait on this third row always. You always wait on this third row. And if it goes like this, like right on the third row, if it goes like left like 4 tiles, you still want to go to the third row and then go the 4 tiles to the left, but don't go forward one. Wait there like 5 to 10 seconds. And then from that point, then it's like, think of it as like a race basically. But one thing to watch is you got to know that's why I have true tile on. So like say I'm trying to hit this tile right here. If I want to hit that tile right there from where I'm at, but I'm right here. So if I'm right here and my maze goes like this, I click here, but if I click too fast, look what happens. You see what happened? I'll show it again. If I'm right here and I click here, but I click too fast, oops. Let's do it again. I click here, click too fast. Oh, what do you know? It doesn't put me on the right tile, and not only that, but it also misses 3 tiles. So everybody's going to get hit for 2 times damage times the number of players in the raid. So if there's 4 people in the raid, you're going to take 80 damage essentially. Maybe a little more than that, like 90 damage. Basically, you're going to be pretty close to wiping your team. So keep in mind that you're safe. You're better off having true tile on, so knowing exactly, boom, okay, I know I can click there, boom, I know I can click there. By watching to see, like my true tile is just, I use corner true tiles. But it's just to help you. There's also a website you can use that'll help you. I can't remember the name of it, but there is a website that you can look up that you can practice this in. All right, enough of me talking. On to the next room. Okay, does everybody have these tiles marked? Okay, mark all these tiles. Yep. This one right here is miscolored because I want it to be yellow. Yeah, because I deleted it on accident. But basically, so these yellow tiles that are closest to the boss, the 8 tiles that are closest to the boss, you never want to stand on those tiles. You don't want poison splats on those tiles. The reason being is because you need those tiles at the end of the phase. So phase 2, when phase 2 starts, you'll be standing on one of those tiles, one of those 8 tiles, and you'll have to move between them. So therefore, you want to make sure that you keep these tiles clear of poisons as best you can. Sometimes like if you're doing melee only, it's necessary that you end up having to stand on them. But in main game, I actually don't even melee in main game because I don't know how to Zarpus walk yet. Yeah, I know I'm kind of a noob, but I always just range on the outside edge. And if you want to range on the outside edge, that's fine too. But since we're in leagues, we don't need to, just because we have enough damage that we can force our way through. But just so you know, the yellow tiles that are in this square around are for when eventually you want to learn how to Zarpus walk. You'll use those tiles to Zarpus walk with by attacking the boss, running back to each of these tiles that are in the bigger square. And then those are also the tiles that mark out the outline frame of the hard mode TOB. These 2 red ones in the middle here are for when you start up TOB. It's just a reminder, for me anyways, to always be standing on this middle tile and going through the middle door. because if you actually go through on the right side or the left side in a hard mode, you can be poisoned because randomly the poison will jump out and hit you as you walk in on those doors on each side. So you actually always want to walk through in the middle. So you might as well just get used to always walking through on the middle, even on normals, because it's just going to help you when if at some point you decide to do hard modes, whether you do it on leagues or in the main game. During the first phase is basically you're DPSing them down. On the top left, if you're looking at the stream, this is what's the orb order. So basically it's me, Serenity, then it's Bulk College, then it's Stolen Axe, then it's Jason JDR. And what that tells you is that when he after he does the little green holes on the ground, and then he jumps up and starts flying and starts attacking, he's going to shoot poison starting at the top of the orb order and working his way down. So he'll start on me, then he'll go to Bulk, then he'll go to Stolen Axe, then he'll go to Jason. And he'll keep rotating through that every time he shoots poison, he'll switch to the next person and he'll shoot poison. He'll shoot it on the tile that you're standing. So that's why you don't want to be standing on the yellow tiles that are closest to the boss, the 8 tiles that are in a circle around the boss. Yep. And so where the pairs are, so like I'm going to mark a tile real quick. So if you're standing, it is not random. It's orb order. Yep. So if you're standing on any of these tiles between the 2 yellow tiles that are closest to the boss, any of those red tiles, if you're standing on any of those red tiles, you are in both quadrants. So if he's looking southwest in phase 2 and you stand right here, you will get hit. If he's looking southeast, you will also get hit. If he's looking north, east, or west, you won't get hit. But it's best to not stand on any of these in between tiles because you're being viewed from 2 sides instead of 1. So that's what the yellow tiles are for. In phase 2, so say he's looking to the southeast, you need to be on any of the other 3 quadrants to not be hit. And you basically can do, I would say, safely in leagues, you could probably do 3 attacks safely. It doesn't matter which way you're in. I mean, if that's the way you want to do it, we can do it that way. I can go north west, and we can have Bulk go northeast, and Stolen can go southeast, and Jason can go southwest. If that's the way you want to do it, we can do it that way. That way you'll know that it's just going around in a circle. But in the main game, it's just kind of people just kind of pick a corner and go. And then another thing is in this room, typically people don't usually normally do it like that. It's unconventional, but if it helps you out, we can do it that way. In the main game though, whichever corner that you're standing in, whichever quadrant you're standing in here, will be the same quadrant that you're going to stand in and on P2 and P3 of Verzik. So keep that in your mind. That's something that you should definitely be always be trying to keep in your mind, because in main game, if you run it and you run like you take somebody else's spot, they can kind of get irritated or whatever. And it's also another thing to keep in mind is if you've had any bit of experience, you'll also know that it's just normal that if whichever corner you're in here, you'll be the same in Verzik P2 and P3. And by P3, what I'm meaning is if we make it to yellow orbs, when the yellow orbs come out and they go to the ground, your yellow orb, so if I'm standing in the northwest corner, whichever yellow orb is closest to the northwest, that's the orb that I need to be standing on, or the yellow pool or whatever that I need to be standing on. So keep that in mind in the main game. That's how it's typically, it's just a kind of a known fact. However, you'll end up in raids where people are troll and they literally will purposely go on your orb just to kill you, just so that they have a higher chance of getting a purple. It's unfortunate, but it happens, you know. So all I can say is always eat up at yellow ball. Always eat up right after yellow ball. Always make sure you eat back up, because the very next thing that comes out after yellow ball is green ball, and green ball hits. In leagues, it hits like around 60 to 70. Main game, it's like 70 to 80. Even a little above 80, I believe. Even like 82, 83, I think. Okay, I think I've rambled enough. Let's just start it up. Oops. I'll go northwest. Like I said, in leagues, it's kind of optional to even worry about the exhumed, like standing on the exhumed. But it never hurts to do it just to get good practice at it for in the main game. Wait, Jason, did your sword just bark at you? It's actually kind of funny. See, if I would have timed that right, I would have went back right at the right time, and that way I wouldn't have wasted a tile. Like I would have went back here and then went forward when I knew it was going to look at me. I just wasn't thinking. Should be screeching here anytime soon, though. Right there. Okay, it screeched. So now so like right now it's looking this way. So I'll step over, attack once, twice, switch back over to this tile once, twice, switch back over to this tile, wait, see which way it moves, and just keep repeating that. So as long as you're on the quadrant that it's not looking at. And one tip is like in the main game, whichever quadrant it's looking at. So if I'm standing right here and it's looking this direction over here, what you'd want to always do is in the main game, you'd always want to go run like this, boom, boom, so that as soon as it turns, you know that it can't go into the same quadrant twice. So you already can attack like instantly as soon as it turns. So that way you can get, I believe, in the main game it would be 3 whip hits instead of 2 whip hits if you're on the exact tick. Okay, tiles marked. Everybody got their tiles marked in this room? Yeah, it definitely does have a lot going on. Hard modes are even worse, as far as how much more is going on. That's not the right tile. Or no, it is. So if you end up needing to go to second pillar back, these are for main game. It's on the sides in the middle is safe. So you can mark those ones as well. I just don't usually mark them because I've done them enough times that I know. I usually just leave these 2 marked. Okay, so the center mark right here, what this is used for is main game. If you're a meleer or bulk, since you're also going to be a meleer right now. So what's the circle in the middle for? Circle in the middle. Are you mean the tile in the middle here? So the center tile here is okay. Yeah. Yep. So the center tile basically is where Verzik's true tile location is. So you'll always, as long as, so like when you're in the main game, you're going to be meleeing it. So you'll be running back and forth, attacking and then going back, attacking and then going back, attacking and then going back. Well, to make sure you always click on her, you just click on this tile. This tile will always attack her. If you try to just click on her body that's floating up here in the air, what can happen is she ducks when she does her attack. And so if you click and she ducks, sometimes she can duck your cursor and you'll click like this and you'll run all the way through. And if you run all the way through, you're almost guaranteed, unless you're on the perfect tick, because it's 3 ticks to run from here to there. So unless you're on the perfect tick, you will always get bounced. So that's why this tile is so important right here. And then these tiles over here are for basically knowing where you should be standing. So like, for instance, no, you don't have to worry about running back from the bounce. However, one thing that you do have to worry about is the range attacks. So every time she does an attack, you'll have to still move a tile. So you're still going to be moving. So you'll still be moving and then having to click. So that's why you're going to still want that true tile, Verzik's true tile of where she's at on the very center. Okay, yeah. Sorry if I'm over explaining. My bad. Anyways, the outside, so the square on the outside is basically for when you're doing hard modes. It helps you know exactly which tile to run to, because so every time she does a range attack in hard mode, it'll leave a green poison on the floor. So like if I'm on this quadrant, I'm starting here, I attack, I can't run back to that same one. I have to run back to this one now. And she'll poison this one, she'll poison this one. Then I run back, and then I got to run to this one, or I got to run back to this one behind on each one. So you'll run behind it. So you'll have two. Ideally, what you could do is if you start right here, you go in, you attack, and then when you run back here, because every time you run over this poison splat, it'll like tick you for poison. Then you'll run back, attack, and then you'll run back to here, and then you'll run to attack, and then you'll run to here, and then you'll attack. And by the time you run back to this third one over here, this first one right here will be unpoisoned again. So you can run back to this one and repeat the cycle. So it's this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. But that's hard mode. But I just figured I'd, help you out. This tile back here. So this is our webs tile. When she gets ready to do webs, you need to be on this tile at the time when she starts webs, the first webs anyways. If you're not on this tile, you won't be in sync when she starts webs, and you won't be able to attack her. And when web starts, you'll click around on each side of her, and you'll run around. But the key is to have true tile on, because true tile will tell you exactly when you're on the middle tile. So like if Verzik was standing right in the middle right there, you always need to be attacking when you're on the middle tile for it to work. So it'd be like this, boom, that's when I attack, this, boom, that's when I attack. But it's hard to do without Verzik actually being here, because you don't automatically run in a square otherwise, because you're just going to try to cut the corners. But you don't have to worry too much about webs, because in the main game, if you need to, you can always just take off. Like usually what a lot of people will do, I shouldn't say a lot, but a decent amount will do is their first, like, say 20-30 KC is they'll start on the webs tiles. They'll get their first web hit in, they'll attack them once right on the web tile, and then they'll run, and then they'll switch into like their range gear, and they'll just range from the outside. When you do it, make sure you put on long range if you're attacking, because what happens is if you get too close, the webs that spawn is like a 4x4 area around you. So like it'll spawn too close to the guys that are melee running and doing Zarpus, or not Zarpus, but Verzik the normal way around webs. and you'll actually put a web too close to them, and they'll get caught in it. So always make sure you're on long range. If you switch to your like T-bow or something like that, and you go back here and you range, you will still have to keep moving with the webs, but always try to keep in mind, in general, you always move counter or clockwise in this room, for webs, anyways. But okay, I think I've done enough explaining because I'm boring myself out from hearing my explaining. So let's go ahead and start this bad boy up. I had that whole time to be taking out restores and stuff, and what did I do? I didn't do it. So shame on me. All right, mage praise up. Oh, didn't have any prayer. Mage praise up. Spec on, talk, start the fight, attack. You'll spec twice, switch to a different weapon, drop the staff. If you don't have Banker's Note, you will want to run behind the pillars. In the main game, you would always be running behind the pillars because you can't take this much damage in the main game, but because we have access to things like Banker's Note, it just makes it super easy. Okay, remember your corner? I was in the northwest corner. You'll want to stand. Jason, try to stand in this yellow line. So stand on this tile right here, or this tile right here. Try to stand on one of those two tiles. That way it keeps the range attacks in sync, and it doesn't slow them down and mess it up. See how they're always in sync now? Because you're not too far away from the boss. You'll always be, sorry. But you'll want to just try and stay. If you want, you can rotate over here too. Like if you need to go on those two tiles, you can rotate onto those two tiles and you'll be fine. Make sure you guys got range spray on. Sorry, I forgot to tell you guys. I'm a bad teacher. My bad. But you attack when she jumps down like that. So you attack, you click back on the green orb, attack, click back on the green orb, attack, go back on the green orb. When the green orb hits the ground, that's when you click on it, and then you click right back on boss, if you're wondering for the timing. Mage spray bulk. But you can attack every time she dips down to attack you. Oh, okay. That was interesting. Not sure how I got hit there, but... Okay, now the blue orbs. So that's a melee attack right there. To prevent those, basically you gotta run under. Then the blue orbs like that, that's a mage attack, and the green missiles are a range attack. I'm not too worried. I'm actually gonna commit suicide here, so that way I can finish it off quicker. Just it procs my last stand, so then I can do a lot more damage. But yeah, so if you guys are wondering how to do the tank method, if we pretend that Verzik is standing right here in this middle tile, right here is where I can attack Verzik from, and she can attack me. How you do it is you you first are standing here, she'll always use either a range or a mage attack for her first attack on you. And as soon as that attack hits you, what you'll do is you can either do one of two things. You can try to get an attack in, and then you'll shift click underneath so that you walk under, and then you'll wait a little bit. And as soon as you see her projectile start, whether it's the mage or the range, you'll click attack again, and that'll force you walking out from underneath her. You'll attack her. You can get 2 hits in leagues. In normal game, you can only get 1, but in leagues, you can do 2 hits. So you'll hit twice, then you'll shift click walk under again, and you can just keep repeating that. And that's how you can tank properly so that you don't have her melee. And then, because when she melees everybody around her, and then it's like plus a couple tiles. So it's quite a big radius around Verzik. I suppose maybe it's faster to loot here, so that way we can run another one right away. Hey man, I try. All I ask is that you click the like and subscribe button on my YouTube channel. That'll be payment enough for helping you out. No, I'm just kidding. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I do appreciate it if you do. So if anybody's in here wants to run again, they are more than welcome to run again. Jason, are you wanting to run again? I take it that's a no. Okay. Highlight stars, we'll take you. Okay, who else do we got? Papuk. Whoever that guy is, tell him to apply. I really don't want either of these two guys because they're just looking for KC. Is Papuk gonna apply? Okay, I guess we'll take see if this guy wants. No, he doesn't. Okay, we'll take this. It's gonna be easier for me to do this than it is. I'm not looking to do fast raids, I'm looking to do helpful raids. So I would rather run a 3-man helpful raid than a 5-man fast raid. Bulk, are you still in the stream? Okay, good. I did not look up. He might have hard mode actually. Yep, take your time. Let's see. Okay, he's got Tombs of a Mask. Okay. All right. So I don't know how to say your name, so if I butcher it, I'm sorry, but I think it's Papook. Anyways, do you have top experience, or do you want me to go over each room as we go through? What's the scoop? Let me know. Not major, but you're good. You get it enough. Plus it's leagues. Okay, fine by me. We'll just wait for bulk to come in or be ready. Are you a ranger or what's your secondary combat mastery? Range, okay. Just so I know, so it's easier when it comes time for Nilos. So I'll mage at Nilos then. Very nice. Should be a fairly quick one. Perfect. We'll skip 30s then. Looks like everybody knows what to do, so. No, skip. Sorry, Papik, but skip means ignore him and hop on the boss because we're done now. Yeah, it's okay, man. You'll get it next time. Sorry, I should have explained that before I even said skip. That's my bad. That's on me, not on you. But yeah, if I say skip 30s, that just means that on the 30 percentile crabs, since I could tell that we had enough DPS, that we can totally skip them all together and just do the boss right away. If you guys want perfect bloat, make sure that you come in at the right time and you don't fly. Okay, that perfect bloat's no longer a thing. I just don't know if any of you guys are still looking for that combat achievement, but for perfect bloat, basically no fly, no stomps. Make sure you change your prayer to range here. Should have enough DPS here to finish him off. Okay. Alright, all mage. Bulk you can range. And pop you can melee. Make sure you're potted up. Prayer, attack prayers are on. Just make sure you're staying attacking at all times. If that means you have to switch to attack, then by all means go ahead and do that. And then switch back to the same roll that you were on before that. Why am I splashing so much? You guys are doing just fine. I'm gonna go ahead and freeze some clumps. Just so our pillars don't take too much damage. Okay, it's cleanup, I believe. All the pillars look pretty darn good. Very nice. I probably should actually take two mechans. Although the accuracy would be better, but the I think it's one tick slower. That's the only problem. Okay. Sorry, I was reading a text message. Oh yeah. You know what's going on in this room? Pop Pop Q or Pop Peak. I don't know how to say it, but are you good with this room? Okay, we're not gonna run across. We're gonna do the maze normally as you do it in the main game. Yeah. So see these red tiles on my stream. That's the third row in. So if you get chosen to run the maze, you'll run the tiles up to the third row and you'll stop on the third row. You'll stop and you'll chill there for a good 10 seconds. However long you want, just preferably not like over a minute, I guess. But 10 seconds is plenty long enough. And that way, the rest of us will be on that same tile, but you can't see us obviously, but we'll be on that same tile with you. Because as soon as you go past the third row, that's when the tornado starts. And when the tornado starts, it starts on the first row. So if you run past the third row and you hit the fourth, usually by the time you hit the fourth is the time that we would step on the first if you run past the third. So usually when you hit the third, we're running to the first. So if you step past, we usually end up being on the first row and the tornado spawns right on top of us and kills us all. So that's how people end up wiping in the main game, is someone will run past, you know. It's actually how people PK people in the main game is they'll purposely run past. But okay, we're good then. You guys want to split up a little bit? You guys are too close together. Okay, so he messed up there. No, he's just run it. He's off. He's in the wrong tiles. Bulk, you got to hit the right tiles, man. If you hit the wrong tiles, you kill us. Okay, I'm running it, so we'll be good. I'm gonna go on each and every tile up until the third row so that you guys know exactly where to go. Just makes it uber brain dead then for everybody. Okay, now I'm gonna run it. Okay. And that's how you want to run them. So Bulk, do you know where you went wrong when you were running? Do you know like where it was that you stepped off? Just so you know, like for like future, like okay, here's what I did wrong. Here's first two tiles are wrong. Yep. Okay, yeah. And so like those first the getting to the first or the third row it's like super important for those tiles to 100% be the right tiles. Like slow your process down to make sure that your clicks are accurate enough on those first ones. Just because what it does is as soon as like in the main game, if that would have happened, everybody would have panicked and just ran across, and likely the team would have wiped. Hey man, no worries, no worries. You know, it's everybody has things like that, and it's best to get them out during leagues instead of in main game. Trust me, main game you're gonna end up. Unfortunately, the TOB scene can be a little toxic in main game, so better to have your mistakes be done here versus in the main game. Alright, Screeched. Make sure you're not attacking it. Okay. So I want to rotate to that side. Now I want to rotate over to this side. That way I can get the maximum amount of hits in. Basically, you're trying to rotate to the side that it's looking at if it's feasible. Sometimes it's just not feasible. What I mean by that is the floor is all greened up, you know, which means the raid is going really rough. Okay, staff on. Mage pray, mage pray, mage pray. Oh, Papik, you want to save your special attack for using the staff, the Dawnbringer. It does more damage than any other special attack weapon. It's like its own little special attack weapon, specifically for Verzik. It's all good. No worries. We'll be plenty fine. It's not like it's gonna kill us or anything. Always keep your HP above 80 or 75, I'd say at least. Pick a side, any side. Range spray on. Attack. Back. Attack. Back. Attack. Back on the green orb splat. Attack. Back on the green orb splat. Attack. Back on the green orb splat. Attack. Basically, whenever the green orb hits the ground, that's the time that you should click on that green orb. Oops. But you'll click on the green orb splat, and that takes you off the boss, and then you just click attack right back on the boss again. Click on the green orb splat, attack. Green orb splat, attack. Green orb splat, attack. Now, there's not always going to be a green orb splat because, well, the mage attacks. When she does a mage, the big blue mage attack, then it's not going to produce an orb, obviously, a green orb. So it's kind of a rhythm you got to get used to. Yep, it's bouncy bouncersons out there. Oh, I got bounced. If I get aggro, okay, I was hoping to get aggro so I could show you how the tanking works, but if you don't want aggro, you can always run away. Okay, yeah, yep, you know what you're doing. So you want to wait for the one hit, go under. You go under right away, and then wait for the one hit, go under. Wait for the one hit, attack, go under. Okay, now this is webs. Now, because the tornado's already spawned, you just go in a circle. But basically, if we're all three separated when web starts, two people have to leave. Two people have to go to the outer part of the room. Yeah, no, yep, you're getting the hang of it. But yeah, it's as far as the tanking goes, basically it's shift click walk under initially, and then as soon as her attack comes, you see her attack leave, whether it's the green or the blue orb, then you can click attack on her, and when you click attack, it'll force you out from underneath her. You'll swing and attack her, and then you'll shift left click to walk under again. In leagues, you can get 2 hits when you're out here. You can get 2 hits if you do it exactly in the right timing. You can get 2 hits, but in the main game, you can only get 1 hit. So it's probably best to learn with just doing 1 hit. But basically, come out, hit attack, and then walk under. She'll do her attack, and as soon as you see the projectile start, you'll click attack. It'll force you out. You'll attack her. Then you shift click walk under. Hopefully that helped a little bit. If not, then I'm a sucky teacher, and is what it is. No purple for you guys. Bummer. Hey, I try my best. May not always remember to tell you everything. May not always do everything perfect, but I'll do my best. With that being said, um, I know it's not super long stream tonight, but I think I'm gonna end the stream. Just because getting a little tired a little earlier. I won't be around after. But thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it if you happen to subscribe or like the channel. And yeah, for all the beautiful people out there, you guys have a great night.